This woman posted on Reddit, okay, and I guess she was basically asking. It was, do you know TIFU?
No.
Okay, so we've done "Am I the Asshole" before, so TIFU is another, I guess, Reddit thread that people get on. So here's what she said. I thought this was really interesting. So she lives with this guy, and the guy's mother came by to, I don't know, whatever she came by for. And as she's sitting there talking to the mom, and they were having coffee, and they were at the coffee table in the living room and whatever, and she realized that she had left these handcuffs, these shackles attached to the coffee table because she and the boyfriend were having sex in the living room, and they're into like a little kink, and the kink was that like they have a thing where like she explained it to us, like he'll come home and she'll just shackle him. And that'll be the beginning of it. Like, it's unpredictable. And that's the excitement of it. Like, you don't know if you're going to get shackled today, whatever. So I guess they had just had a session. And after that little sesh that they had, she left the shackles on the coffee table. And the mother sits down and she says, and I quote, "So I don't want to ask what's up with the handcuffs on the table, but what's up with the handcuffs on the table?"
Okay.
So the girl was like, did I mess up? Like, I didn't know what to say to her. Like, how do you respond to your boyfriend's mother who wants to know why there's handcuffs on the table?
Mm-hmm.
Do you say none of your business? Do you say that's rude that you asked? Do you come out and tell her and be like, yeah, we like a little kink once in a while? Like, what do you say to your boyfriend's mother who is now asked about the toys that you've left out?
Well, it's the mom's problem for asking that. She shouldn't ask that. You should know what they're for.
Right. That's a good point.
I'm not going to, we're both adults. Do you want me to explain it to you? Do you want me to show you some video that we recorded? You know what they're for. You're not that stupid. So, yeah, sorry I left them there. My bad. But yeah, we do weird stuff. Would you, I'll go show you the whips and stuff that we have. You want to see the swing? We got a swing in the bedroom if you want to look at that too. Sorry.
I was pissed. I was like, hey, I took your attitude. I was like, bitch, just notice them, make a mental note, and don't make this awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see them, I see them, we both see that I've left them there. Just, move on. Like, don't ask what they're for. You know what I mean? Like, people were like, you should say they're handcuffs. People were like, yeah, those are handcuffs. Like, what are these? They're handcuffs. And you should just not offer any explanation whatsoever.
No, there's people that just want to start shit for no reason. Nothing I'm going to say is going to be good. Yeah, it's all going to be, it's either I'm going to tell you exactly what they are or I'm going to lie. Which one you want? What do you think we use them for?
When I
did your son
school,
right there on the floor.
Well, it's okay. So when I was in high school, my boyfriend was over and we were fooling around in my bedroom. I lived upstairs. My parents lived downstairs, and my mother never came up. She never bothered me. I had like my own little area of the house, and I was allowed to have boys over, So, we're fooling around, and she doesn't knock at the door. Like, her attitude is, it's my door, it's my house. She just burst the door open.
Oh no.
And we were in the middle of it.
No.
We weren't having sex, and it wasn't having sex yet because I was like 16. But, we were doing other stuff. So, we jumped up and started like throwing our clothes back on. And of course, my boyfriend like ran out the door. And my mother goes, why did Michael have his pants down? Like, really, bitch? Why did Michael have his pants down? Really? That's your question? Like, that's what you want to know? I mean, I could tell you why he had his pants down, but this is... You need this explanation? Like, if you don't know why a boy has his pants down, then I should sit you down and explain to you the birds and the bees.
If you don't understand why his pants were off, why there's candles, and why this music is playing, then how the hell was I conceived?
Exactly.
I mean, how do you... I can't imagine.
We weren't having sex. We weren't having intercourse. We were having sex. We were doing sexual things, but we weren't having intercourse because I like I said, I was still a virgin. I wasn't having intercourse yet, but we were doing other things that required him taking his pants down, if you know what I mean.
Did you jump up like they do on the movies and go, Mom? Did you do that?
I mean, I couldn't really say very much. My mouth was full.
I have to turn the music off now. I better hope the next thing out of your mouth is we had popcorn in the room.
Yep. Yeah, I was.
And that's what was in my mouth.
Yes.
Oh. I wonder if she remembers it now.
It's weird the things that she remembers because we spend a lot of time together. So every once in a while, I'll quiz her. I'll be like, "Do you remember that time when?" And she'll go, "Yes, I don't want to talk about it." Or, "Yes, of course I remember. Why are you bringing it up?" Because she doesn't. Now it's just awkward. She's very cagey about everything from my past. Like I was asking her one day, I was like, "Did I ever have chicken pox?" She was like, "Maybe." Like, aren't you my mother? Don't you know if your baby had chicken pox? Like, you're not sure? She's like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. You're not sure if I had chicken pox?
Well, her other daughter could have had chicken pox too. And, since you're the only kid, David just said he was totally allowed to have boys in his bedroom also.
He was?
Yeah.
But did his mother ever catch him? That's the big question. Did his mother come up and catch him?
See, I wonder about that. If you're not out to your parents yet, let's say you're gay.
Okay.
You can always have friends over. Right. Your parents will never, they don't mind if you're in the bedroom with the door closed.
It's the loophole. If you're gay and you're not out, that's the loophole of being gay when you're a teenager.
Right.
Right. So our generation, half my friends were out, half of them weren't. And the other half that were not out, they hung out with boys all the time. I mean, I had a friend, he was like, he convinced his parents to let him move down to the basement. They had one of those finished basements that nobody ever used. Mm-hmm. And it was great because it had its own entrance. And they'd come down all the time. They'd be like, "Stephen, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh,
Chad's over here."
Yeah, exactly. Chad's over. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, like he'd lock the door and he and Chad would.
Whatever.
Whatever it is people do, whatever it is teenagers do.
You can have a couple of friends over and just have a big old party. And
yeah, it's the gay loophole. I have to say, it's definitely the gay loophole. It's.
That's not fair. Because I couldn't have friends, a girlfriend in my room with the door closed. My parents didn't let that happen.
Well, the weird thing is, I had guy friends who were ugly. And my parents were like, they can come over whenever they want to. But like my good looking male friends couldn't come over. It's like, bitch, I'm sleeping with everybody. Like, what do you, you're deciding who's good looking and who's not? Like, okay, so because you find them unattractive, great. Have them come over.
Right. So you could shut the door with him.
Yeah.
And were you doing anything?
Of course.
See?
I was in high school. I was a teenager. Of course I was. But that's the thing. It's like if my mother didn't find the guy attractive, then she assumed I didn't either. And it was safe. Like that was her bar. Like it's almost like, you'd walk in and she would hold like a picture up of like, I don't know, whoever the Brad Pitt was of her day and be like, does he look enough like Brad Pitt? Nope. He's good. You can go up. Go ahead. Go on up to the room. Hang on a minute. You look a little like George Clooney. Get out of here.
David said,
I don't know who was hot back then. I can't even think of like.
David said he came out of the womb on ice skates in a rainbow jumpsuit doing a triple camel toe.
So lucky. That's so great.
But did his friends know?
Yeah, no, but he's saying he was out from the second he came out. Remember, our friend Jeffrey was like, he came out of the womb singing "It's Raining Men."
I know, but Jeffrey didn't come out to his parents until he was a teenager.
Right.
Late in the game. So if David didn't come out to his parents, till he was 18, did his friends know before then?
No, well, first of all, your friends always know everything. But no, what David's saying is that he was always out. Like there was no in.
But let's say you had a girlfriend and she was out to you, but nobody else. Does that happen?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Look, it depends your family where you're from. I mean, I had a friend of mine, a girlfriend of mine who was out to us, but not to her very religious parents because and then I have other friends, see it's different. I have to say like when I was a kid, it was easier for girls to come out because it's like people didn't care what girls did. It's like we were so disrespected by so many
and we probably thought it was a phase. She's going through a phase.
Exactly. She's going through a phase. It's not a real thing. Like, isn't that cute? Or she'll grow out of it. Like, it's so condescending, like someone's sexuality, like she'll grow out of it. It's so stupid. But I think also, people didn't really take what girls did seriously. So I think they were like, oh, just they're girls, it would always be the thing. Oh, they're just girls. So I think it was probably easier for girls to come out to their friends and harder to come out to their parents, whereas I grew up in an environment where like everybody was gay. My mother, I grew up with uncles. I had tons of uncles around the house all the time. So, I didn't even know a straight man until I got into college. I was like, oh, wow, there's straight guys here. Like, this is awesome.